One of the most memorable and, unfortunately, tragic stories from the launch station was that of Admiral Priscilla Ivanova. She served in the 15th Space Fleet, named the Worm Emperor, in the Epsilon 11A-0-37 combat zone. Combat zones were located all over the galaxy, and there was talk of devoting an entire galactic spiral arm to such conflicts. As in every age, there are those enthralled by destruction, firing monstrous weapons and blowing things up. These are the immortals who enroll in the military academies run by various transgalactic corporations. Deployed into combat, an immortal's thirst for carnage would be quenched, although in fact only the equipment suffered, with the corporate-sponsored wars providing a real show for the rest of the galaxy. The stakes in these wars are, however, quite real. The victorious corporation gains control over trade in the peaceful sector on the other side of the star cluster. For those fighting, it's a real chance to enrich themselves and become famous. Sociologists have linked the immortals' fascination with war to their second peak of interest in life. The peak which is always followed by the endless night. A dark, deep depression that comes from the monotony of spending eternity trapped in a three-dimensional body. When Ivanova's second peak arrived, she enlisted in the Guard Corps of the Status III Corporation, which was engaged in the extraction of void energy. Having lived for 800 years, Ivanova once again felt a zest for life. During the storming of the portal at the arms of Scipia, Ivanova distinguished herself and was quickly noticed by her superiors. A series of rapid promotions followed, and she soon found herself appointed commander of the undaunted 3003. Under her command, the fleet achieved victory after victory and was awarded the name Worm Emperor. It was traditional at the time to name fleets with the names of characters in famous science fiction books from the past. It was soon after this that a misfortune happened that changed the Admiral's fate forever. When an enemy fighter made a frontal attack on the bridge of the undaunted 3003, Admiral Priscilla Ivanova was thrown into outer space. Her spacesuit protected her from instantly freezing, but its position sensor was damaged, and Priscilla could not be found after the battle. For several months, she tried to contact the fleet's corporate sponsor using the short-range comms of her spacesuit, but her efforts were in vain. Caught by the gravitational forces of a nearby gas giant, she was propelled further and further toward the edge of the planetary system. Even after 200 years, her immortality kept her alive as she slowly approached the system's counterpart of the Oort cloud. During this time, many changes took place in Admiral Ivanova's mind. Initially, it was filled with horror and fear, which transformed into infinite happiness and unity with eternity. Her consciousness lived life after life, woven from the memories of Priscilla.
Daddy, I want a blaster.
But sooner or later, it returned to the confines of the spacesuit and the emptiness surrounding it. Periodically, the Admiral would fall again into horror and begin to scream and call for help, even trying to tear off her self-repairing spacesuit. Eventually, though, she would calm down, until the cycle began again. About 13,500 years after her body started floating alone among the icy protoplanets, Admiral Ivanova was discovered by a probe. The Admiral was retrieved and immediately taken to the nearest mental regeneration station. It took 20 years to get the first signs of clear communication. After another 3 years, Ivanova returned to full consciousness and asked for only one thing: that she be sent to a black hole launch station where immortals could go to finally die. That's how I met her. And I will say that she made quite an impression. I've seen many very different people on the launcher, But there was something disturbingly unique about the Admiral. Her demeanor bore the imprint of such an ancient and deep horror that I was afraid to look at her directly, fearing the influence of her mood. And believe me, the depth of her fear was quite real. So real it seemed you could touch it. As if some sad cosmic joke, a failure occurred during Admiral Ivanova's launch. Either Rob messed up the belt configuration or the equipment failed, neither of which would be surprising given her seriously substandard failure rate of 1 in a million. Regardless, we missed her trajectory so badly that instead of being pulled into the baby, our black hole, she now orbits around it. And we can't move her from there because we haven't a single angel here. When an angel will be brought to us isn't clear. They've been promising one for the last 400 years. In my sleep now, I often dream of her gaze, waking up in a cold sweat. Looking out through my window, I try to catch a glimpse of the body of this unfortunate woman and watch the baby pull galactic material toward itself.